Okay, why don't guys playing with high-end audio never play any music tracks that pushes their speakers? Okay, so I'm assuming you want us to play plays like what? Bass tracks, like with those car stereo systems that they're crushing the low frequencies and their woofers. Well, because this is not about bragging rights as far as who can play the loudest and whose bass hits the deepest or anything like that. So if you have thought of the two-channel experience, high reference two-channel experience as crazy bass like sound systems that you often find in like car stereo competitions, you got it wrong. That's not what two-channel hi-fi is about. Okay, it's about a balanced presentation where nothing jumps at you. It's about the realism. It's about the organic feeling. It's about connecting with the music and also rediscovering your music collection. You should feel as if you exit the room when the music plays. Okay. And that does not mean that you have to have the deepest bass or the craziest high frequencies or just an all out assault on your senses. Okay. That's why you have to be careful when you build a system. Okay. Balance is the most important thing when building a high reference system. Balance. And if you're wondering, what the hell do you mean by balance? Give it to us in layman's terms. Okay, I'm going to give it to you in layman's terms. It means that the bass is not ultra deep and crazy to the point that it obscures the high frequencies. It blurs out your top end and your mid range. Your mid range should not be so freaking projected to the point that it makes you cringe because it almost feels as if someone is talking into your ear. And the high frequency should not be so bright, like when you're playing Metallica or any sort of classic rock, that if you crank up the volume, you're running out of the room in 10 seconds or less. That's what that means. All those frequencies need to be properly balanced so that they are essentially aligned to each other, where one is not overpowering the other. That's all that means in layman's terms. That's what you should be looking for when you are building a system, that balance and cohesiveness across the frequency range. Do I think we'll ever have an integration of 3D vision with great electronics to recreate the concert experience? I would love to, Michael. That would be, I think that's missing from the two-channel world because you know what? It's funny that you say that. There are times in which I want to listen to music, but I don't want to be listening to music without a visual, with some sort of visual uh, interaction, if that makes sense. And so sometimes I'm listening to my system and I'm like, man, I wish there was like a video or something that I can watch while I listen to this beautiful sound, right? To at least distract my eyes as well, right? But sometimes I'm like this, right? So here's me. Look, here's me. So I'm listening to the system and I'm like, okay, so I'm there. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds great. But my eyes are like wondering where do I look, like what to look at, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, falling asleep. But if I had a screen with the video of whatever the hell I'm listening to or something, right? I think I would be more engaged. Agreed, 100%. Sometimes I miss that visual, the visual part of the presentation that we don't have. And that's what makes me go to YouTube and find music videos. But the system and the quality of the sound on YouTube is, subpar. So I agree. I think we need to definitely make a connection with the visuals of what we listen to. I think listening is great and all, but if you're sitting down listening, and it's late at night, most of us are really tired at the end of the night. Most of us are, right? So when you sit down in the beginning, you'll be okay, and then you're starting to fall asleep. That's what happens to most of us. So if I had videos to watch while I listen to music, I think I would be much more into the music and much more into the presentation. So maximum length of speaker cable. Look, I will say this. I have tried different lengths of speaker cables. I have tried 1 meter. I have tried 1.5 meter. I've tried 2 meters. I've tried 2.5 meters. And within those lengths, those distances, I can honestly say I have never heard a difference. Never heard a difference. Okay. Maybe some of you have. I personally have never heard a difference. However, the longer the cable, the harder the amplifier has to work. So ideally, Ideally, you want to keep relatively short cables. This is why monos are so good and convenient, because you can put the monos closer to the speakers and hopefully get away with a 1 meter cable. Okay. So I will say to you that typically you want to go with longer interconnects and shorter speaker cables. That's best approach. Okay. But I personally, again, would not be concerned if I were you, because you have 2 meter cables and maybe 1 meter would sound better. I don't think you're going to hear a difference. I want to close this live stream with the following. As we get to the end of 2023, I've been through a lot, all the things that I've articulated, and I couldn't do any of this once again without you, without your support, without you guys being here. I expect 2024 to bring us a new set of loudspeakers, a reference loudspeaker again. I expect for the Chronosonic XVXs to exit my room, so be prepared for that. I don't know when, but I would say within the next 90 days, I probably expect to see a new flagship speaker front and center, and the Chronosonics in a different home. Okay, so expect that. And I have, of course, more affordable gear coming soon. Many pieces that I think you guys will find very interesting. I also have a turntable that will make an appearance. Yes, I have a Air Force turntable. It's not their top of the line. I believe it's called Air Force 3, the small one. So expect to see maybe a comparison of a Kronos turntable versus a Air Force One turntable, or Air Force 3 turntable. I think it's called Air Force 3 turntable. Expect to see a comparison between those two turntables, Air Force 3 and the Kronos turntable that you have seen. That's going to be quite exciting because I've never done a comparison. A turntable comparison could be quite interesting. And many other comparisons, such as the Mola Mola Tambaki versus the DCS Bartok. You're going to see that against maybe the MSB of the same price point. I think it's a discrete. So there are going to be a lot of combinations and a lot of shootouts of more affordable gear in 2024. I want to focus on comparisons. I want to focus on bringing a brand new website with forums. Instagram will open up as well. There are many things happening in 2024. Jay is going to be all over the place. I'm going to have a bigger social media following than ever before. I am getting prepared for the new year. I am just winding down and thinking about what are my goals for 2024. And one of them, I can say to you with certainty, one of them is to continue to bring you better content each day, better, more professional view on products, unbiased opinions. And if it is biased, I will say it's a biased opinion. I will tell you front and center, this is a biased opinion. I will be honest, and I will tell you the reasons as to why I think what I think about such product. Okay, so when it's unbiased, I will tell you it's unbiased. When it's biased, I will tell you it's biased. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Okay, if I own it, it doesn't matter to me. I can tell you it's biased or unbiased. It doesn't make a difference because I own it. And that's one of the things that I will continue to do in 2024 is to buy all of my components outright for as long as I can. Unless something were to happen, finances change, and I cannot continue to bring you that level of components, then I'll start to scale it down and bring you more affordable gear. Okay. But I expect great things of Jay's Audio Lab in 2024. The quality of the content will only ramp up. It's not going to get worse. It's only going to get better, as it has been doing steadily over the last 14 months. I think it is. I think you guys have seen this steady progress. Okay. More brands. You saw Griffin Rune, the global sales director for Griffin Audio. You saw him here recently. So brands are interested in coming into the lab. As you can see, they're starting to acknowledge me more. I am talking to another brand that will go nameless that might make an appearance here on my lab. So just remember, a lot of more brands are willing to come in and and talk to me and visit me and see what I got going on. And that to me is a testament to the work that I've been putting in. Okay, brands don't show up at people's homes for no reason, especially when you are on social media. For a brand to show up, you got to be doing something right. You have to be doing something right. They have to like what you're doing. They have to follow you as well. And so having Griffin here was hopefully a big telltale sign for you. And hopefully you guys now understand that more brands are coming in closer and closer to me because they see the impact that I'm having through you all. All right. So anyway, thank you for your time and that support. I hope you guys have a blessed Christmas wherever you are. Hopefully you guys celebrate it and enjoy it with your loved ones and make the best out of it. Okay. Nothing matters more than family time. So I hope you are spending time with your loved ones and celebrating that we are making it to the end of 2023 and we still got another breath in our lungs. That's all I got. This is Jay's Audio Lab signing out. Peace.